Hello, and welcome to this video where I'm going to be talking to you about my post-operation experience when it comes to my Achilles tendon recovery journey. If this is the first time that you are catching one of my videos, I am Janine Esbrand. I am a wife, a mother of two, an entrepreneur, a Christ follower, a podcaster, a speaker, and I share videos about life as a millennial, juggling all the things and navigating the twists and turns that come with living this type of life. And so I hope that the videos that I share can be helpful. If you're interested in any of those topics, feel free to subscribe, follow along, share, and all that jazz. And I have been sharing videos about my Achilles tendon rupture recovery journey. I ruptured my Achilles tendon a month ago. I shared a couple videos about the initial injury, how it happened, and what happened in the first few weeks of recovery. And today I want to talk about, post-operation, the operation itself, and then where we are now. I had the operation a week ago, and so I'm going to talk about how I'm feeling and how things are going since then. So leading up to the surgery, I was pretty active. I had my boot. I was able to walk up and down. I was active in the house. I hadn't really gone out much. I went to the hospital for post-op assessment to make sure that my blood pressure was okay and everything was okay for the operation. And I was told that if I am unwell on the day of surgery, that they won't do the surgery. And so I was like, okay, that means I'm isolating. I'm not going out. This is prime illness season, right? This is winter, we're in January, everyone's getting the flu, everyone's getting sick. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going out because I cannot afford for this surgery to be pushed back. The recovery timeline doesn't actually start until I've had the surgery. So week leading up to it, I didn't really go out much. I didn't go to like some social events that were happening because I was like, yeah, I can't chance it. So I have been in the house a lot, which for someone who's an extrovert, who loves to be around people, who gets my energy from people, it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough. It still is pretty tough. It's going to be very tough. I had to arrive at the hospital at 7 in the morning. I have two children, and my husband has been doing all of the school runs. So everyone had to get up extra early so that they could drop me to the hospital first before then going to drop them to school. Um, I was nervous about going under, having a general anesthetic, and the fact that my husband couldn't come in with me meant that I just had to be there by myself. And I was just like, oh, this is a lot. I had a really great anaesthetist, the person who gives you the medicine to make you go under. She came and she was very smiley and she was very positive. And the thing that she said to me that really put my mind at ease was, this is the first time for you, but this isn't the first time for us. We have done this multiple times, like time and time again. We administer this every single day, so we know what we're doing. And that really did put my mind at ease. When I'm in that mode of like being nervous about a situation, I have to remind myself that I've given birth to two babies, one by cesarean section and one naturally. Both have their challenges, right? Both methods have their challenges, and I got through it. And my son is nearly 10, my daughter's nearly 8. It's like, come on, you've been through hard things. You can do hard things, Ginny. So I had to talk to myself, had to coach myself to get myself in the mind frame for the op. And then the actual process of going under, people said, oh, it's great. You start to feel really lightheaded. And then before you know it, you're counting down from 10 and then you're like gone. That was not my experience. They struggled to find my veins to put the cannula in. My veins are like, nah, I'm not here for it, and they run away. So they can't find a vein. So where they should have just like stuck me one time with the needle, I probably got stuck about 7 times. 4 in one hand, she couldn't find it. And this very smiley anaesthetist was just like, oh, sorry, we can't find it. And I'm just like, lady, can you please just find the vein and get on with it? So they ended up trying on my left hand, couldn't find the vein, and they ended up finding one that was working on the right. So it was really painful because they kept stabbing me. And then once it was done, she was like, okay, we're going to put the medicine in. It might feel a little cold and it might hurt a little. And then literally as she's putting in, it felt like my veins were expanding and it was hurting. Next thing I knew, I woke up like an hour and a half later. So this whole like lightheaded, you feel it feels great, whatever. Yeah, no, that was not me. I had pain and then I went to sleep. I woke up an hour and a half later and my eyes were very blurry and jumpy, and I felt dizzy. And they had like wrapped my leg up, and I was in the they'd taken me round to the ward, and the lady was asking me questions, and then I had to stay there for a bit. After about an hour or so, they gave me something to eat because you're not allowed to eat anything on the day of surgery from midnight the night before. And I had to stay there for a bit to make sure that I could get up and go to the loo by myself. I had some go to the toilet by myself for those of you who are not UK based. Um, so I did that, and then once I got back, I did feel a bit wobbly on my feet. They then called my husband and said that I could be picked up. So he picked me up. The timing of it worked out where he picked me up just as he had to go pick the kids up, which in some ways wasn't great because I had to wait to get home. So my leg was not elevated quickly. I had to stay in the car and I was all drowsy and tired and pick them up, and then we went home. And then it was just about being in the bed with my leg propped up was the advice. And initially the first day it wasn't that painful because I had been dosed up with the meds and they had given me a local anesthetic as well as the general, so my leg was quite numb and I was taking the painkillers. The next day though, I was taking the painkillers as I was told, but that evening when I tried to get up to go to the bathroom, oh my days, like as I was on my crutches. So if you imagine I'm spending all of my time lying down and you've got to keep your leg up elevated, I get up to go to the bathroom, so now my leg is pointing that way. So all of the blood is rushing down my leg to the wound, to the stitches, to the whatever. Stinging, stinging. I was like, oh, what in the world is this? And when I tell you, it was so painful to the point where I couldn't control it, but tears. Tears. My son was looking at me like, Mummy, are you okay? I was like, oh, I can't do this. I need to get back to the bed. And so yeah, going to the bathroom as quickly as I could, and then getting back to the bed was the MO. And so I just spent the next few days in bed as getting up was painful. So we had to come up with a way to get to the bathroom that didn't require me to have my leg down. And this is what happens, right? When you're faced with challenges, you have to get innovative and you have to come up with strategies to just get through. So what had happened was I said to my husband, right, get the office chair from the office. So he got the office chair, and then the way that I would go to the bathroom is I would kneel on the office chair with the bad leg, scoot myself to the door, get into the bathroom. Oh my gosh, that helped. That helped so much. There's just so much just to do the most simplest thing, the mental gymnastics. Like I need to go from here to here. How am I going to do that? What's the best way to do that? I need to get in the shower. What's the best way to do that? How am I going to maneuver this? And so that has been life. So every day, just being in one place with my leg up. So our first few days I was in the bed. I think I had the operation on Thursday. So Sunday was the first day that I got out of the bed to go downstairs. And then when I went downstairs, I basically set myself up in the living room with my leg up, and that was where I would be for the next few days too. It's been a season where I've had to get people to help and just be very reliant on everybody else, which is hard, right? It's like, I need a drink, I need something to eat, can someone get me this, can someone get me that? So this is like the feelings, emotional side of things now. It's very, very challenging to not have your independence to the point of like not being able to just get up and walk outside. And I think we say this all the time, right? When we get sick or something happens, like you really appreciate what it means to be well when you don't have everything working in the way that it normally does. But I mean, just the thought of like being able to go for a walk right now, I would just love to. This week I have had a few visitors, which has made a world of difference for my like space and my mental health. And I am grateful that the type of work that I do means that I speak to a lot of different people. I have my coaching clients in the week and I have various conversations. I'm just managing that. And I'm reconnected with adult colouring. For me, whenever I get super stressed in different seasons of life, I'm like, where's my colouring book? And so now that I'm here, This recovery is crazy. My colouring book. I've got a new one. Simple Art, bold, easy colouring book. And I will show you some of the pictures that I have coloured, and my daughter is now loving it as well. And also we've been doing colouring together, which has been quite fun. So there's that, and then I'm also working on various other projects that I have been wanting to work on. This slowdown, we've got to call it, is giving me time for that. So one of the things is my book. I'm working on that and moving that forward, and that feels good. And this channel, for the longest time, I would probably say like a year ago, God placed it on my heart that you need to start sharing your journey on YouTube. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get around to that. And I haven't. So, I mean, I'm doing that now. So that's a plus. So really what I'm saying is, in this challenging time, to keep my head in the game and not spiral, I'm trying to find the positives in this season and this period. And yeah, that's what we're doing. So that's where we're at. So we're 1 week post surgery. This coming week, I will be going to see the consultant and hopefully get the cast taken off. They will have a look at the wound and see how it is healing, and I should get a boot and then hopefully be able to be mobile on it. That's the plan for this coming week, but I will come back and share with you once I have had the cast taken off how things are looking and feeling. That's all I have right now. I'll be back for the next milestone, and I plan to just document this journey because I want to be able to look back on it, and also I want it to be helpful for anyone else. If you're finding this and you've just had your injury, know that you're not alone. Know that the feelings that you're feeling 100% valid. Feeling frustrated, feeling sad, feeling down, and then feeling optimistic is a little bit of a roller coaster. When I was searching for Achilles tendon injuries, I found lots of videos that were like by physiotherapists that were sharing, and I found one video of a lady in the States who shared her journey. She was 30 when she did her injury, and she shared her journey of recovery, which has been super helpful to watch. The medical system in the US is quite different, so when she was talking about what she had to do initially, it's quite different from my experience as someone in the UK where we have the NHS, and some of the things are different. So my hope is that I share my journey, and if you are here in the UK and you're going through this, then you kind of know what you can expect as you go along this very challenging, it's challenging, very challenging recovery period. Bye.